Raider Nation, what's good? It's your boy Mikey Raider. Happy Memorial Day. Forgive me for not wearing any Raider gear, but I'm coming out of depressed. I'm coming out of a depressed state, and I got a spontaneous visit from my brother today to just help ease my fears and my depression. So it's a beautiful day. But I haven't gotten you guys a video for a few days, so I just quickly wanted to talk about something Raider related. For this Memorial Day weekend. And please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. And there are going to be a few changes to the channel coming through. I've been putting editing equipment on this working computer I have. It's not that good, but and I know how to live stream now a little bit better through there. So I'm hoping to have a Raiders roundtable with some of you guys being guests. So if you want to be a future guest on the roundtable, I'm gonna find the guests through my members only on the channel. That's a good way to find, to like, what is the word, like siphon through people that you know are OGs or they're not going to be trolls or whatever. Is you get them through memberships, because if they're willing to pay a few dollars a month to be a member, they either like me or they're an OG or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to find members for the roundtable. Maybe through Twitter or X, but definitely through my membership. So if you want to be on a future roundtable where 2 or 3 of us get together and talk Raiders for an hour or two, the return of the Raiders roundtable will be coming in hopefully the next 2 or 3 weeks. If you want to be a part of that and be a guest on that, consider becoming a member of the channel. And I need to do updates for the members only videos and stuff like that. And I'm working on it. But yeah, so there's going to be a few changes to the channel coming up. Hopefully for the better, as I put together some schedules and videos, and maybe the return technically of Mondays with Mikey and Murph. I haven't even talked to Murph about it yet, but I do want to do an interview series again. And I would like it to be Murph. Now that I'm learning StreamYard a little bit with graphics, a little bit. You pay $20 a month, you can put some graphics on there. But yeah, I just want to do a few things to, hopefully earn more income for myself on this channel, and also start having a little more fun, because I've been living through depression and anxiety too damn much, and fears. And I just need to do something, positive. So I'm working on it. I know I've said that a million times before, but don't give up on me. It's like the Lord God, don't give up on me. If I'm lost, forgive me. Lord, if you can't show me the way, forgive me for being lost, but let's just quickly talk about this video's title. So, Josh Jacobs is no longer a Raider. People are like, don't talk about him, don't do this, don't do that. But he was my favorite player for a long time. Okay? And now that I'm getting a little sour on him because of the way he's leaving the team, and he didn't write a letter or whatever, which I think it would have been a class move to do, regardless of how the Raiders treated him or what they offered him. I don't know the truth. I just thought he's doing everything a little bit classless. And he was also becoming a crybaby. I hate that word. A whiner, or whatever I read on the internet. But he was kind of doing all of that, toward his last year or two. But he's a beast, and I love the guy, and he played his butt off and everything, and I didn't want to see him go. It's an inevitability. I get it. It's business. Like he said, it's business, this and that. And the last I heard was that the Raiders offered him around $10 million for the year, and he wanted 16. These were rumors. These are speculation. I do not know the answer. But then he got 14 and a half, I believe, from Green Bay. on a 2-year deal, or I might be wrong. But so he got like $4.5 more million, maybe with some incentives for Green Bay. Okay, you left. I get it. I would have hoped you wrote a letter to the Raider Nation, but you didn't, and we all know what happened there. If you watched the couple videos I did a while back that kind of went viral, not viral, but got a lot of views, we talked about that situation. Well, something happened the other day that got me rethinking Josh Jacobs. And what this thing was that Max Crosby, they reworked his contract to give him $6 million more this year. And I'll be honest, we don't know the details officially, but they reworked Max Crosby's contract, probably for years to come, where this year he gets $6 million more, but next year they might say $4 million or $5 million or whatever the case may be, So they reworked something, but long story short, they literally gave him $6 million more this year. Now, somebody wrote on the internet, I wonder what Josh Jacobs is thinking. If he wanted 16, but they only offered 10. Now Max Crosby is getting specifically $6 million more when that money technically, maybe at the time they didn't know they had that amount of money, but that money technically could have been given to Josh Jacobs to make it $16 million. And again, did they have the money available at that moment when they were offering it to him? I don't know. I doubt it. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, what is Josh Jacobs thinking? That Max Crosby is getting $6 million more. He should be happy for Max Crosby. And I'm sure he is. I'm sure he doesn't have any issue with it whatsoever. Because technically, you can say he no longer wanted to be a Raider for whatever reason. So he don't give a rat's butt about what happened. So that would mean that he soured on the Raiders. So then I start thinking, and again, we're going through speculation, y'all, because Josh Jacobs was my fave. And it's hurting me to think about all this stuff and to realize that dude became a bitch. Josh Jacobs became a literal bitch. And it's hurting me. And now we're finding out all these stories and I'm putting pieces together like a puzzle. And I'm like, damn. When did he stop being a Raider? When did he get so mad that he wanted to leave the team? Was it before the $10 million offer, or was it all of the above? Was it a little before that? Then the offer made him even more mad? So then I started thinking, I'm like, damn, when did we lose Josh Jacobs officially? It might have been that offer, the $10 million offer. But in my opinion, why they didn't offer him $16 million if they did have it, which technically they could have made it happen if they wanted him. You see, if he wanted $16 million, the Raiders could have made it happen. They could have went to Max Crosby or anybody else and figured it out. Or he could have came down to 14 and a half. And they would have made it happen. But he wanted to leave. So we lost Josh Jacobs somewhere. And then I start thinking, what was the event? When did it happen? But the team gave up on Josh Jacobs as well, even though they didn't say so publicly. So when did we lose Josh Jacobs mentally, for Josh Jacobs' perspective? And when did the Raiders officially quit on Josh Jacobs? Maybe it was half and half. But they both quit on each other. And that's why it was not able to rework a deal. Then I started thinking Josh Jacobs was injured a lot the last year and a half or whatever. But specifically last year, on the 1-year franchise tag deal that he didn't want to do the year prior, or that year. He didn't technically want to do it, but he played on it. And then he got injured. The final 2 or 3 games, he did not play. I think that's how it worked. I might be wrong. But I definitely know there was a few games at the end he did not play. He didn't dress, he didn't play, and they said it was due to injury. Well, then you look at players like Max Crosby, who got $6 million extra, and he played injured. Josh Jacobs played injured, did whatever he could to get on the field, to be a Raider. You know what I'm saying? So I start thinking the Raiders gave up on Josh Jacobs because he didn't show signs that he wanted to play for the Raiders anymore. Even though he was technically injured, he could have fought harder to play. But he gave up. Josh Jacobs gave up on the Raiders. So the Raiders gave up on him. So he became a bitch. And I'm not saying he should have played through injuries or if they were really that bad. It's not what I'm saying. It's just he could have reacted to the situation better. You know, he could have dressed, been on the sidelines. I'll go in if you need me. I'll be third string. But I have to look back at the situation. I don't think he did all that stuff. You know? And if you want to get a contract for $16 million, you're going to have to play injured at the end of the season. You're going to have to just suit it up and not talk about it and do it. Again, I don't know how bad it was, but Max Crosby did it, and it was like knee surgery shit. They were even putting him on a pitch count. They could have done that with Josh Jacobs as well. So I think the Raiders showered on Josh Jacobs a little bit. And they didn't want to sign him to $16 million. He wasn't worth it. And Josh Jacobs soured on the Raiders for whatever his reasons are, you know, after becoming basically a little bit of a bitch, in my opinion. And it's best to move on from him. And it just hurts my heart because we lost Jim Otto recently, and I'm losing my favorite player in Josh Jacobs. Now Max Crosby is the ultimate Raider to me. That dude is Raider in, Raider out. I hope he never plays for another team. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, I've talked too much. My audio is going out on my phone. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. Hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. If you stayed this long and watched the entire thing, let me know your thoughts on this Josh Jacobs situation, and he doesn't need to be talked about anymore. It's just sad that we have to lose people in that way, especially when they are typically my favorite players. It just hurts. But hey, let's start talking about the new season, the new players on our team, and let's get some positivity going. I love you, Raider Nation. Thanks for being a part of this channel, being on my journey. And I know it's not the perfect content. It's not the best. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Raiders for life, and God bless you. If you stayed this long, right, Voltron is king, then I know you're an OG. See you soon, y'all.